Good evening. My name is Hattie DeWalt, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees for Vox Grata Women's Choir. It's my pleasure to welcome you here tonight to our concert, Our Sacred Earth. We will hear works that shine a light on the importance of caring about our beautiful planet Earth. Organized in 3 sections, the concert will sing of the earth in all her splendor, let us know that the earth is tired, and conclude with a call to action. In the words of Edward Everett Hale, I cannot do everything, but I can do something. In the spirit of we can do something, Vox Grata's Women's Choir is unique in that all of our concerts benefit the needs of women in our community. Tonight, we are pleased to partner with Bell Garden. It's a hybrid school and community garden that offers garden-based service, education, volunteerism, and food distribution to those in need. Donations will be collected at the sanctuary doors after the concert, and for those joining by live stream, there is a donation button. And for your information this evening, this performance will be professionally recorded. Later in the program, we will learn more about the work of Bell Garden. For over a decade, Vox Grata has been dedicated to giving women voice through song. We are grateful for you, our supporters, who make these programs possible. And if you would like to become a friend of Vox Grata, please use the donor card and envelope in your program. There's a QR code that will take you right to Venmo if you so choose. And if you're already a friend of Vox Grata, we want to say thank you. Please consider moving up a tier in your support, as many of us on the board are doing this concert season. All donations that are not in envelopes will be given to our beneficiary, Bell Gardens. Before we begin our program, I will leave you with a preview of coming attractions for our 24-25 concert season. Next fall, we'll be featuring a suffrage concert program honoring Tennessee's role in women's voting rights. The spring of 2025 will be the world premiere of a magnificent commissioned work for women's choir and orchestra focused on a timely and evocative topic. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We sincerely hope you enjoy the performance.
So how do you follow up Vox Grata and that? So I've never used a microphone in my life, except for, so you can hear me. So again, I'm Missy Hamilton. I am the Director of Gardens and Programs at Bell Garden. We are Nashville's largest hybrid school and community garden. We have been in operation, this is our 12th year. I have been there for 8. I started out as a chicken tender. I came up with that one, by the way. I want that branded. Because we had chickens, right, as an educational tool. And then, of course, more and more and more involved in the garden. So when I say that we're Nashville's largest hybrid school and community garden, what does that mean? So around 2020, y'all may remember COVID, we saw such a need, several needs. Number one, people were bored, lonely, depressed. The second part was with nonprofits, it was becoming more and more difficult, first of all, for people to afford food, and then second of all, to get food. With school gardens, unfortunately, they start big, and a lot of times they can kind of tank out. So we thought it would be a brilliant idea if we brought all of the community into the garden, and that's where it started. So the important thing to know is that we are all 100% volunteer run. We actually have some of our wonderful volunteers in the back, and if it wasn't for the effort, the love, the grace of our volunteers, I wouldn't be here with you today. So what does that mean? We have 3 tenets: service, education, and community building. So I'm going to start with service. As the director, we're not just talking about me, as the Director of Gardens and Programs, my responsibility is to design and plant food for our recipients that is organic, nutritious, and acceptable, right? So if I'm serving one population, this food might not be a good idea. This other population, this is a wonderful idea. We operate year-round. We have about 50 raised beds, multiple field rows. We have 2 high tunnels, and the point is that we are constantly able to grow, produce, and donate food. We primarily donate to the Bellevue Food Bank. They're across the street, and we love them dearly, and there is a tremendous need for all food banks, we'll say. Outside of that, we go to every other food bank or any other community where there is a need, as well as servicing other nonprofits. Again, with service, it is imperative that we grow and deliver and manage the food. This is why part of this mission is so important to us. Again, we are dependent upon volunteer labor, and we are dependent upon donations and grants. So I do appreciate you so dearly for being here. With service, it also blends into education. So that's my jam. I enjoy, believe it or not, I love it. I enjoy going to different schools, public and private, and helping young people, youth, understand what their role can be in preserving and sustaining our environment. It's one thing to speak of composting. It's another thing to travel to a school and speak to children with all different backgrounds about what that is, why it's important, and how they can do it in their own home. It's another thing to go, and we have these gardens, and you can garden in your backyard. But if you don't have a backyard, if you're living in an apartment complex, what does that mean? So one of the things I do enjoy is teaching container gardening. My logic is that everyone can grow just a little bit of something. It is also interesting, people often say that nobody knows where their food comes from. Well, I was born in 1973, so all food comes in a lean cuisine box. Thrilled enough to remember that. Unfortunately, it is true. A lot of the young people and people we serve live in food deserts, right? They have a Dollar General and a MAPCO. And we are trying to educate on the appropriate level why this food is important and how folks can grow it on their own. I specifically enjoy working with adults and youth with disabilities. So I work, if anybody here is familiar with Friends Life, they're my jam. They're here today from 10 to 12, and I work with all the local high school students and middle schoolers with all abilities. The reason that is important to me is because with the plants that are started, that become the produce that is distributed, the majority of it is started by people with disabilities. So this is important, and it came to me with work-based learning that I wanted folks to actually have an opportunity to develop social, community, and work skills outside of putting clothes on a hanger at Goodwill. And that is one of our missions, again, is to provide opportunities, work-based learning skills in our environment. The other piece is community building. So I spoke a moment ago about COVID and how we opened up the doors, and we have made so many amazing connections. I could not tell you how many schools, businesses, service groups have been so amazing in coming in and help us, because again, we are not small. And I'm gonna hustle for some volunteers. So for example, this summer, we have an incredible crop of blackberries. I planted 200 zucchini plants, a lot of okra. So we're always hustling, as I say, for volunteers, and really, it's a wonderful time. It's actually fun to come out and get to work. So our alignment with Vox Grata, and what is most important to me, is the combination of service, education, and community building. No matter where you come from, how you worship, if you worship, what you believe, we are all in a position to do a little something. And it is much more fun if we do a little something together. So I invite you all to please come out and visit us at Bell Garden. And as I know, as we are enjoying the rest of the concert, I cannot express, again, my gratitude for all of us being here together, all the different backgrounds, just loving and leaving thinking, I can do something. I can do a little something. So, again, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
You can do that. We love this program. We just love this music, and we hope that you will join us in celebrating our Earth and finding ways we can take better care of it. We do have one more piece for you tonight. I think you will recognize a portion of it anyway. And the soloist for this piece is Catherine Nobby, right here in the front. So enjoy our encore, which is called I Love You and A Wonderful World. So before we depart tonight, I just want to say a few words of gratitude. It really does take such a team to put this concert together, a board of directors that is phenomenal, an incredible group of singers who are so passionate about our mission, and 3 conductors, not one, that all see eye to eye. A few years ago, before the pandemic, we started an apprentice program for conductors that are emerging in the field of choral conducting. Our very first applicant, or first awarded applicant for that program was this wonderful woman, Ashley Vance. Ashley started with us during the pre-pandemic period, but it was very brief. And then we all just went to our computers and sang as best we could through Zoom rehearsals, which I hope to never do again. But what was wonderful for us is that when we came out of the pandemic, Ashley was still in town. And so she served another year for us. And then we had a wonderful conductor in Catherine Dunkley, who is right there. Yes. And what is wonderful about seeing these young women in their growth with this group is they are going off to wonderful places. Catherine is now a full-time choral music educator. She's very successful already. We like to give ourselves a little bit of credit for that. So wonderful that we've had Catherine. And then I'm sad to say that this is our last year to have Ashley. She came back to us for a 3rd year because she shined brighter than any other applicant for this season. And so she was still here, and she said, you know, I'm going to be auditioning for graduate schools, and I really need the time on the podium, and could I come back and just maybe conduct a piece? And I was like, more than one. So anyway, Ashley is going off to a very wonderful choral program for her graduate work. It's in Syracuse, New York, Syracuse University, and her mentor, conducting teacher there is John Warren, who is from Nashville. John's father, Jerry Warren, was a choral clinician at Belmont for his career, and then went on into administrative positions at Belmont. But John is a very close friend of mine, and I was like, you have got to talk to John. And lo and behold, that's where she's going. So we are so sad that you're leaving, but we want you to always remember us and come back to us, and you will be such an incredible conductor when you leave that place. So. Okay, yes, oh, jeez.
The choir got together and wanted to give Ashley a farewell gift because we've appreciated her so much. So of course, we got her a mug with a woodpecker on it.
It's perfect!
And from the help of many of my choral people here and conductors, we got her a baton to start her off on her career. So thank you, Ashley.
And I just want to say thank you so much for being here, and so many of you support us at every concert. We love you the way we sang to you tonight. And please, if you haven't already done so, join our mailing list. Go to our website and join it. Next year is going to be an incredible season. We have things planned that are bigger and scarier for me, but I'm super excited. We have this huge commission that we've been in works for 8 years, as well as this suffrage cantata that Hattie talked about. We need people to get out and vote. So this fall we will present that right before the election. So please come and get on our mailing list. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Thanks.